Namaskar, this is Seshadri, your level advisor, corporate trainer, PASH IC member. I feel very happy to meet you through this video, Statutory Compliance, January 2026. As usual, this video is having the content of HRQs, the compliances, what are all the compliance for January 2026, as well as the training, what are all the trainings we planned during this month. HR updates, the recent circulars about that, as well as the important judgment, then answers for the quiz question, then closure of this video. Thank you for watching. Again, please watch till the end. Definitely it is useful, and please share to all our HR fraternity. So these are our services. Compliance. Before that, HRQs. This is the talk of the town. ESI coverage under new labor code. Wages has been defined uniformly all the four codes which are notified on 21st November 2025. As per the new code, wage means only basic plus DA. Even for ESI, same definition. In that way, when the basic plus DA is the wage, ESI coverage will be enlarged. That means whoever as on today out of coverage due to we take that eligibility on gross, now we are going to take eligibility as only basic plus DA. From which date we have to cover those people whoever out of coverage when we are implementing the new wage definition, when they will come back into the ESI coverage? That is a question. 21st November 2025, or after the central government rules notification or state government rule notification, or 1/4/2026 central government will notify. So which is the correct answer? Because there is many ambiguities are there, we will discuss this on the answer part. HR gives another thing. Second one, Ram, the person who has joined in XYZ Limited company as a trainee on 1/1/2011. After a year, a trainee was put on probation 1/1/2012 and confirmed on 1/1/2013. Question is, from which date he is eligible for gratuity? From the trainee, or from the probation, or from the date of confirmation? This is the question. Complaints, if you take this month complaints, lot of complaints, usually it will be in January because annual returns are there. As usual, complaints, PF and ESI. PF for the month of December 2025 wage month, we have to pay, create challan and pay on or before 15th January 2026. But 15th January is a public holiday, festival holiday, that is a Sankranti or Pongal, and we need to plan accordingly. Then international workers, if you are having, for that also returns you need to file on or before 15th January 2026, and you need to update your active list in UAN, that is employer portal. Why? Because from January, you have, when you are filing the returns, all the people who are all active in your portal, all the people put together only you can make compliance. You cannot leave some people and then make the returns. It is not possible. What you have to do, you have to put mark data of exit all the inactive people who are all in the portal. So it is mandatory, you have to update that date of exit when the employee is not with you. That is a major thing you have to do. You have to complete now immediately. ESI on or before 15th January, you have to pay for the month of December 2025. Contractor, if you are a contractor is working in your organization, you have to inform them to file the half-yearly returns under CLRA and ISMW. In case if you are a factory, they have to do in dish portal. If you are shop and establishments, they have to do in labor portal. This is for contractor returns. Labor welfare fund you need to pay on or before 31st January. We have to pay. In Tamil Nadu, if you take employee share 20 and employer share 40, you have to refer your state what is the how much you have to pay. You have to pay on or before 31st January 2026. Tamil Nadu, if you take, there is a portal called labor portal, lwb.tn.gov.in. Accordingly, we have to pay on online only. PASH return, yes, sexual harassment, that PASH returns we have to file on or before 31st January 2026. In case if you are registered with SheBox portal, you have to upload the annual return in that portal. Otherwise also you have to file in manual form by registered post to the collector office in Tamil Nadu. Half-yearly returns for subsistence allowance, in case if anybody you have suspended, put on suspension, then you will be paying subsistence allowance for that return, as well as permanent status, conferment of permanent status. For that also you have to file returns, that is half yearly returns with the DCL, Commissioner of Labor. Factories online portal, you have to do combined annual returns. Various returns are there, put together only one return, combined annual return form 22. You have to file online. This portal you have to on or before 31st January 2026. In the same way, this year onwards, even shop and establishment is having the annual combined annual return, not a separate return. Earlier it was around 5 or 6 returns you need to do. Now it is not so. Now online you can do combined annual return on or before 31st January as usual, like factory. All other states also following the same. Training, this is the talk of the town. Everyone knows on wages. So what is the wage, how to restructure, how we can complain, how it will affect PF, ESI, bonus, gratuity, leave, overtime, how it is going to affect. Detailed analysis we are going to do on 18th January 2026, that is on Sunday. It will be on online session, not a direct session. It is an online session. You can sit at your home and attend this session in English on 18th, Tamil on 25th January. HR updates. Karnataka has revised the labor welfare fund. Earlier, now it is 50 rupees from employee share. Employer has to pay 100 rupees total, 150 per person. We have to pay online on or before 15th January in Karnataka. Already we know in November month, 4 codes are notified. Now central government has given rules notification. Draft rules have been are notified on 30th December, as well as we have the time up to 14th February. In between we have to give our suggestion, any objections, if anything is there, we can convey. By this way final notification will come accordingly. So we have to prepare ourselves, because central rules are there ready. So according to that, if we prepare, state rule may have some slight modification only, nothing major change will not be there. So we can prepare now itself. Next is this is the, even in quiz question also we have asked. ESI Corporation is sending circular asking 21st November 2025 onwards, new wage definition is in place. So it has been implemented. What you have to do, you have to comply. What compliance? You have to take only basic plus DA, and then who are all coming under the ESI coverage, that is below 21,000 of basic plus DA, you need to cover those people. You have to pay ESI, enroll them and pay ESI. That is the circular says. However, in code there is one line is mentioned, central government will notify. Yes, central government has to notify the ESI effective date according to the new wages. That is mentioned in the first schedule that I will discuss in the quiz answers session also section. Then spree scheme, this is for the scheme whoever left out, even though they would have covered earlier, but they left out, we have not covered them under ESI. Those people can be covered without any damage. That is the spree scheme that was already over, that is 31st December. However, 1 month extension has been given by the government. Judgments, good judgments. In past, when you are conducting the inquiry should happen either in office or separate private place, not in the complainant residence. That is the point number 1. Complainant on sexual exploitation prior to the joining, before joining anything has happened, those things will not come under the IC. That also clarified by the Madhya Pradesh High Court. When you are appointing the apprentices, whether apprentice has the right for employment, regular employment? No, because the apprenticeship contract, whatever the contract you have with the candidates, that is only for apprenticeship. There is no guarantee for continuation of work after completion of apprenticeship. As well as you must have policy on that. That will be better always. That's what Delhi High Court has given the judgment. So fixed term, new code is right royally, you can engage people on fixed term. It is pronounced. Then when you are extending the fixed term, whether any regularization is required, Gujarat High Court given very clear judgment. In case if there is no exploitation, there is no need for regularization. The reality is there, then no need for regularization. That's what Gujarat High Court has given the judgment. Settlement, union and management has entered the settlement, 18-1 settlement. Some of the people from the union, they left this union and joined the external union. If they demand, for we will not comply this 18-1 settlement means it is not possible. You have to comply because when the party affected is management and the union only. That time you sign, so it will be applicable. That's what Karnataka High Court has given as a judgment. Principal employer is not liable when the labor charges paid. So one contractor engaged, for the contractor they have paid the amount, that is a labor charges. PF office is claiming principal employer is liable to pay PF. No, it is not so, because they have given the contractor details without asking, without verifying the contractor. PF office is asking the principal employer. That is not correct. That's what Jharkhand High Court has given the judgment. VRS scheme. The company is introduced VRS scheme. Few people they have accepted the VRS scheme. They left. They took the whatever the settlement amount they taken. Then they left the organization. The organization expected more people go on VRS. Again they have refloated new VRS scheme. Then whoever left the organization, they are demanding you give more money as per new VRS scheme. That is not so, because when the employees whoever left in the first VRS scheme, they are readily accepted and then they signed, they left, they are not eligible to claim new VRS scheme, that is higher amount. That's what Bombay High Court has given judgment. Contract. Contractor, see, under CLRA, all the provisions are followed. Contractor is there, as well as the wages are paid through contractor, but they forgot to register with the authorities. License is not there. So because of that, whether that contract will become a sham or camouflage, no. That's what Jharkhand High Court has given. The same judgment earlier also, many cases it has come. Because of only one non-compliance, the contract, total contract will not become a sham contract. Retention. Company property usually you give to the employees, maybe a laptop or mobile or some other devices. That time when the employee is leaving the organization, either cessation, either voluntary or involuntary, they have to return back that whatever the property given by the management. If they are keeping with them without after asking also, it is illegal. That's what Delhi High Court has given as a judgment. ESI coverage under new wage code. In Code on Social Security, in Schedule 1, the applicability, when you are seeing in the Schedule 1, it is very clearly mentioned, provided also the contribution from the employers and employees of an establishment shall be payable under Section 29, that is establishment, either it is a factory or a shop and establishment, on and the date on which the benefits under Chapter 4 relating to the employees ESI are provided by the corporation to the employees of the establishment, and such date shall be notified by the central government. That means code is very clearly saying, as per the new wage code, ESI coverage, ESI that wage definition, when it will be applicable, the date will be notified by the central government. So that means central government has to notify the date. Either that government should say 21st November 2025 or some other date, they have to notify. That is as on today absent. However, ESI authorities are sending the circular, you have to comply from 21st November 2025. Even though code will be higher than the notification. That's what my opinion. Anyway, we will see how it goes. And gratuity, it is very clear, from the date of joining, the employee will get a gratuity benefit other than act apprentice. If that employee is appointed as an act apprentice, because act apprenticeship is not an employment, so that period he will not get, you will not get. Otherwise, all the things, either it is a trainee, temporary, whatever you call it, from that date the employees are eligible for gratuity coverage. Thank you for watching. Hope you would have enjoyed this video. Please share this video to all your HR fraternities. I will get back with a new video. Thank you.